Welcome to the Quick Stop F1 podcast. My name is Nyasha, and you could have been anywhere in the world, but you were here with us. We appreciate that. Welcome back to another race preview. This is the Monaco Grand Prix race preview with, as always, our producer. Welcome back to the show, Mario. Perez.
Where are they? I can't. Oh, I don't get applause. It's not okay. I came in too thirsty for applause. I came in too thirsty for the applause.
You can't cat for applause. You've got
no, you're right.
You know what I mean? You've got to let the applause wash over you like unexpected rain. You got to be like Drew Barrymore in the rain, like.
Okay. Does that make you Adam Sandler or? Hey, Nyasha, when Drake said "ting" for the first time, how'd you feel about that?
As a Londoner,
as an actual person that says "ting" in his vocabulary and
that says ting,
yes.
Yeah.
How did you feel when Drake busted out his first one?
I'm an Aubrey Angel, so like I love Drake, so I loved it.
No. Big fan as well.
Girl, she wants to tear me apart, but she never want to split a ting with me. That's a banger. Like,
it is. I'm just saying. He goes into the cultures, takes some stuff, makes it his own.
Well, is that what you're doing, or why are you mentioning that? Why are we mentioning the culture?
Oh no, I was just because I can't feel any type because. When I ask you about ting, I mean like he's going into someone else's culture and saying that, and that is where you grew up. So you are a person that has that. I don't have that in my vocabulary. So if he says it, I just think that's kind of weird. But when he says it, how do you feel? Because that's yours.
I love it because I love Drake and I love everyone at home. Welcome to the show. If you want to leave a like and a subscribe, make sure you do. Give us a 5-star review on Spotify, Apple Podcast review, and if you want an ad-free stream, you can sign up to the Patreon. Big up all the patronies. You guys are incredible. I'm going to give you a gunshot. Oh my God, that's so loud.
Do we want a gunshot our people?
Yeah, they know. They know. Gunshot salute. You know, it's in the air.
Okay. To the air. Yeah,
exactly. Right, look, so before we get into the Monaco Grand Prix, which... we've all got our thoughts on the Monaco Grand Prix. I've got mine. I will share them later. There's been a lot of news in between recording the last podcast and this podcast. There has been a gluttony of news. Let's try and get
big
through
word.
it.
Good word.
Thank you.
You're such a professional. My God.
I am, and I'm going to swig my beer as I do this pod. But Mario.
Yes.
3 words which seem to be haunting this season are Lewis to Ferrari. For some reason, these rumors have come up again. They seem to get a little bit of credence.
I think Ferrari. This is the first time Ferrari entered the fray, with now saying specifically we are going to offer him a ton of money. Was that not on Ferrari's side, or is that speculation?
Well, it was on the Italian media side.
Yeah.
So make of that what you will. But, the biggest Italian sports newspaper came out and said that Ferrari are willing to offer Lewis Hamilton £40 million to drive for Ferrari in 2024, assuming that would be besides... Charles Leclerc.
Okay, so stop. Let's start entertaining this thing, Nyasha. And I've got questions for you. Number 1, easy one: Charles Leclerc or Sainz? It's Sainz that goes out, right?
Well, they're saying that Charles Leclerc could go to Mercedes.
Do you think that with Sainz contract running out this year, do you think that's more likely?
Do I think it's more likely? Gosh, good question.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yes, I do, but it's not going to happen.
It's really not. It's
not.
That's the only reason I'm entertaining it for like a minute is so we can talk about it and then move on, because they keep coming and coming and coming. So let's say it happens. Let's say, what do you prefer to explore? Carlos Sainz stays or Charles Leclerc stays?
if Lewis goes to Ferrari, I would want Charles Leclerc there so that Lewis could show him the levels every week, and we go from there. To be honest, like How do you think George Russell
is going to feel about that? He wants to coach Leclerc instead of saying coaching me.
Well, I think George would be ecstatic to have Lewis gone from Mercedes
because he becomes instant number one.
Well, yeah, it's his team essentially. So if we're saying that, let's say that it's a straight swap and Carlos Sainz goes to Mercedes, right? And it's Russell and Sainz.
Russell's
honest to God, that is a weak driver lineup. Like going from Russell and Lewis to Russell and Sainz is like going like from, I don't know, man, something of good pedigree to something of bad pedigree. It's like going from a Michelin star restaurant to like Pizza Hut buffet, to be honest. Not for me.
Hamilton and Russell, to me, future proof. Sainz and Russell.
That's gonna. You know what they say about like equipment. If you buy it cheaply, you'll end up buying it twice, right? Because you'll have to replace it. And that's what Carlos Sainz would be like. It would be like buying a shoddy piece of it. It would be like buying, you know what? It'd be like if I'd replaced our cheap microphones if I replaced this microphone with a like horrible, crappy microphone, and then I realized it was crap, and then a year later, I would have to buy another microphone. That is what it would be like having Carlos Sainz. It would not be good. It'd be a big downgrade. I think they'd have to go and look at Lando, to be honest.
I think, and this is a take, I think if Mercedes, it's not going to happen, etc. If Mercedes does that, lets Lewis Hamilton walk, I think that is a weak sign of them trying to not deal with driver politics. Because the only problem that you solve bringing in Sainz next to Russell is the clear Russell number 1, Sainz number 2. Right now, Hamilton and Russell, they can fight. So the only thing Mercedes would solve is, I guess, a money thing, and then not having drivers, like having a clear number 1, which I think is weak shit.
Well, the thing is, even at Ferrari, Carlos Sainz was kind of brought in to be number 2 to Charles Leclerc, and he's steadfastly refusing to do that, and it causes issues. He doesn't follow team instructions. He does challenge Charles, so he's going in there thinking, I'm going to be in a world championship winning car potentially. Why would I want to be a number 2? So, you're never going to get a number 1, number 2 situation at Mercedes, especially the way that they do it. If they've not got number 1 and number 2 situation with Lewis Hamilton and a guy who's had 4 years in his career, George Russell, 4 or 5 years, then they're never going to have it, let alone George Russell expecting to be number 1. But honestly, Ferrari, it's not going to happen, okay? Absolutely not. It's not going to happen. Just like Tottenham Hotspur winning the Premier League, it's not going to happen. Me getting with Beyonce, not going to happen.
Michael Jordan going to the Washington Wizards never happened. Never happened. That never happened. Michael Jordan never played for any other team other than the Chicago Bulls.
Well,
never.
That did happen. And in fact, that's why when people talk about GOAT debates, I'm like, Jordan has got a lot of stuff that people seem to forget. If LeBron James went off to play fucking golf for a year and a half, okay, no one would be like, that is fucking, oh my God, what a go. Jordan goes on to play baseball badly. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So,
if you want to start a basketball podcast, you say the word.
I don't. I'm having enough trouble with this Formula 1 one. So yeah, look, Ferrari, it's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. All of these rumors, Lewis has said again and again and again and again and again, I want to stay at Mercedes. I've got no plans of leaving. He's ingrained there. He wants to become an ambassador like Sterling Moss. He's had Mercedes engines in the back of his car since he was a freaking kid. Since he came into the sport, he's had a Mercedes engine in the back of his car. He goes to Ferrari. There's not one black person at Ferrari. Lewis is on a diversity and inclusion thing. Do you think he's going to go to Ferrari?
A lot of black people in Mercedes?
There's a lot more than Ferrari. I'll tell you that. There's been 2 black people on the podium for Mercedes. In fact, the only black people from staff that have ever been on a Formula 1 podium have come from Mercedes. So, for me, and those black people who work for Mercedes aren't on Twitter arguing with teenagers, blocking people, acting like idiots, respectfully.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking loser. So, that is that on my assessment of the Lewis to Ferrari rumours. I don't give it any credence. It's never going to happen. It's a lot of people being bored. I think Lewis is going to sign a contract at some point. People forget in 2020, he didn't sign a contract until after he'd won the championship. Like, it's fine. It's okay.
It's one of those write something to write something instead of actually being potentially true. It's just not going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. And I think...
You know what else is never going to happen, Nyasha?
Shoot.
Marco is never going to shut up and talk out of place and give opinions where his opinions aren't needed.
Helmut Marko. Helmut Marko might be in my top 5.
On site?
Yeah. I was going to say something else, but I'm trying to be better. But
you were going to say something worse than on site?
Not worse than on site, but I'm just trying to think like top 5 most, you know what, I'm not going to do it. But he is, for me, I would, honestly, there is just something, anytime he opens his mouth, it's just like the most snidey, horrible, gaslighty, provocative shit. And again, I don't have to, like, every time I come on this podcast, I feel like I have to talk about Red Bull and, you know, the team themselves. But
because every time that we do a podcast, Marco said something new that he had like no reason to, or it has no relevance.
Not even. It's just the whole team. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, there's always something about the team. Like the last episode we did, the fucking mechanic made fun of the flooding. And then the episode before that, we've got Max in fucking Miami acting like an idiot. And then before, like, do you know what I mean? Like, it's because you're constantly talking about Red Bull, the team, and it's always like a different facet of it. But Marco is the head of it, and it's always him chatting shit whenever he does say things. So for those who don't know, Mario, do you want to enlighten us on what Helmut Marko said?
Absolutely. So I'm going to directly read quotes. This is not me in any way, shape, or form. But we saw Marco answer some questions, and he said exactly. Lewis Hamilton is upset that he is not the highest paid driver. Apart from the sporting perspective, Lewis is anything but happy that he is no longer earning more than Max Verstappen. And he also said that potentially Ferrari can help him with that problem. But I don't know why he even, I mean, I know why he said it, but like he specifically said that he's mad that there is no place in Red Bull for Lewis Hamilton.
Bruv.
Opinion, Nyasha.
Bruv. Like, do you know what I mean? No room for Lewis at Red Bull is like, oh my God. He might as, like, honestly, going to Red Bull for Lewis Hamilton must have been what it was like for like black people to go into those ice cream parlors, which used to say like no blacks, no Irish, no dogs. Like, honestly, like Lewis would want to go in there like
a war zone.
Bro, absolute intimidation. Like, honest, like, what the fuck? There's literally employees, like, a couple years ago were calling him a monkey. And you're telling me that Lewis Hamilton wants to go there? People need to realize, and I think I need to say this like to everyone, like, money is important, yeah. Money is important. Success is important. Of course, we all want money. We all want success. But there's a point where you selling, like, you have to put a price on your happiness. You have to put a price on your soul. And I'm sure for Lewis, as someone doing what he does, there's a price to pay for going to Red Bull. Of course, like, fucking Max is there. He's never gonna, like, there's no space for Lewis at Red Bull as long as Max is there. There's no space for Lewis at Red Bull anywhere. Why would Lewis go to Red Bull? Like, I know people have said, like, people have gone to rivals, and people have, Senna's gone to Williams, and Michael's gone from Benetton to Ferrari, and even Prost went from McLaren to Williams, and people do. Alonso's gone from fucking team to team to team to team to team.
It's different. It's different with Lewis Hamilton because I think, and you alluded to it, like, Lewis has values that he exercises in Mercedes, and I think going to Red Bull would be him going against his values, and I don't think he puts money on that. The telling me there's no place in Red Bull for Lewis Hamilton is got you can't fire me, I quit vibes. Like, Lewis never asked you to be there, bro. Like, where he's probably in a way it's creepy because it's like all the rumors are Lewis to Ferrari. Not once have we heard Lewis to Red Bull, but Marco has to come and say, no, Lewis, there's no place for you here, bro. Are you just like sad he didn't come ask you for a contract? Like, what's the vibes?
Bro, that's like me telling, like, Naomi Schiff, like, she doesn't have a job on Quick Stop F1. No. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, sorry, Naomi, there's no home for you here. Like, do you know what I mean? As much as I would want that, it's not gonna happen. She's in a much better place. She is doing okay. Okay.
Unless you want to come in, Naomi. Unless you want to come visit and be a guest, always. Anyway, anytime.
Always welcome.
Anytime. Doors open.
My favorite pundit. So I think, I just think it's just crazy. And again, it's one of those things where people are talking for talking's sake. I've got no doubt that Lewis will sign a new contract at Mercedes at some point. He says he wants to be in the sport. Look, people are pushing Lewis Hamilton out of the sport. Fernando Alonso is 4 years older than him.
Yeah.
Like, 4 years older. He's still in the sport, bouncing around from team to fucking team to team. Lewis Hamilton been in the same team now for 10 years. 11 going on now. So, I just don't understand why...
Alonso took a break too, no?
He did take a break. He did when no one else wanted him. He took a break. He'd burned every bridge and he left the sport, and then he got brought back. So yeah, I don't quite understand why we are in a situation where people.
Interesting that Lewis is damn, because Lewis left McLaren, but McLaren was messy. And then he goes to Mercedes, and then he's been in Mercedes, and Mercedes doesn't want. We should include team loyalty, not loyalty one way, but both ways. Like, for a Formula One driver to stay in a team for so long is a testament to a team being loyal, but a driver being able to perform for their team for that amount of time, and the team not wanting to look elsewhere. That should go into the status of a GOAT versus, like, Schumacher had to jump. Oh, I got one. Schumacher had to jump so much, like, he jumps around so much. I understand that Schumacher is
Schumacher drove for Benetton
3 or 4.
Well, he drove for Jordan, and then he got snapped up quick and drove for Benetton for a few years, won 2 titles. Drove for Ferrari for like 9 years, and then more than 9 years, maybe even 10, 11, and then
I didn't know his stint with Ferrari was that long.
Yeah, it was quite long. And then he retired, and then he came back, and then he went to Mercedes. So it's not quite the same.
Yeah.
Alonso, that's different. He has jumped around from team to team. To team to team. So, and I think, like I say, there's something.
But it's not him. It's the team's fault.
It's never Fernando's fault. It's never Fernando's fault. Speaking of which, actually, 2 seconds, we will talk about Fernando Alonso. But firstly, we're going to get to these messages. Be right back. Yay!
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, big news coming out of Aston Martin
Yes.
is that they will be essentially a works team with Honda from the 2026 season. Honda effectively staying in the sport after their stint with Red Bull. Everyone knows how well it's going / gone, depending on how you want to view Honda's current participation in the sport. This is big news. Aston Martin are, look, they're already fighting at the front, and with a Honda engine and basically being the only team, it's going to be an exclusive engine deal with Aston Martin. We're looking at, I mean, look, let me ask you a question. In 2026, there are, okay, let me take it back in time. In 2017, 2018, when Fernando Alonso was at McLaren with McLaren Honda, it wasn't going very well. Fernando Alonso labelled the McLaren Honda engine a GP2 engine. McLaren were essentially the worst team on the grid, maybe like second to worst team on the grid. To the point where Fernando Alonso left, and they were basically saying at Honda that they did not want Fernando Alonso in that team. Fast forward, we're now in 2026. Fernando Alonso is still hanging around like a bad smell. He's not going anywhere. Maybe there's someone else that he's been linked with.
3 years from now?
3 years from now, unfortunately. So he'll be 45. Let's say
Fernando
Alonso will 100% be around in 3 years' time.
He's like a virus.
He will not. He's not. He is like Leonardo DiCaprio in Wolf of Wall Street. Like, I'm not leaving. So imagine he's still here in 3 years' time. Honda, Tsunoda, he's got an F1 career now. He's doing well. And Honda obviously want a Japanese driver in the car. And, they sponsored. They pretty much ensured that Yuki Tsunoda went into AlphaTauri. Pretty much ensured he stayed there and didn't get fired. I'm pretty sure if Yuki Tsunoda was anyone else, he would not have survived his first season in F1, considering how harsh Red Bull are with their junior drivers. Do you think if Honda say it's got to be one or the other, either Lance Stroll has got to go or Fernando Alonso's got to go, who is Lawrence Stroll booting for Yuki Tsunoda?
So the person he loves the most and his son are in competition.
Yeah.
No, you got me? You think you tricked me? Check it out. 3 years from now, if Alonso is still there, fine. But if Stroll hasn't won anything and hasn't increased at all, like if he hasn't progressed or become any better, still can't do as well as Alonso, I think Stroll would hang it up. I think Stroll would just be like, been there, done that. I don't think Lance, like, because you've heard already, there's no.
Is that what you think? You think Lance Stroll's going to give up a Formula One seat with a works engine? Everything built around that
if he hasn't
car.
Won anything, it's 3 more years of not winning.
But he's so close to it. Lance Stroll isn't even old. No, how young Lance Stroll
and then
is.
if he wins, and that's what I mean. And if instead of like being in the not gutter, because he's nowhere near the gutter, but like if he hasn't tasted like maybe 3 wins in a season by 2026, I'd be okay with it. I'd probably think Lance leaves. But if he actually gets to a place where he's winning, I think Lawrence wouldn't mind about kicking his loved one to the curb.
every time I see this stat, I get crazy. I get mad. Lance Stroll is only 24 years old. Like, it feels like
that
he's
is
been
crazy.
in the sport for so long. He's been in the sport since he was like 17, 18. So he's just been in the sport for so long.
And that's why I think he would leave. If it's like no winning.
He's going to be like, I'm in the peak of my powers. Lewis Hamilton is, my teammate's 45. I could I'm 27.
Bro, his teammate is 40. No, shut the fuck up. His teammate is 43. His teammate is like 42 right now.
But he will be in 3
It doesn't matter. 42 versus 20 something. I'm still fucked up. I'm still fucked up.
He's getting dusted by someone that's nearly twice his age. But that's neither here. He's actually, oh my God, he's actually nearly twice Lance's age. That's crazy.
He's actually twice Oscar Piastri's age. Alonso is.
That is crazy. That is crazy. So, let me tell you now.
Yeah.
Lawrence is booting Alonso. And whatever contract negotiations, I think, Alonso's got a 2-year contract that's going to take him up to the end of 24. He'll get another 2-year contract to take him up to...
And then become 25. A team manager for Aston Martin.
Maybe. Or he'll probably end up just going somewhere else. I honestly don't see Alonso retiring until... I don't know. I feel like he'll hang around. I feel like he might even end up going back to Ferrari or some shit. I don't know. Honestly, the day Fernando Alonso genuinely retires, I'll be so surprised. The problem is he's actually still quite good. And he's not showing any signs of slowing down. So that's why I'm like, he's still top 3 drivers on the grid. So why would you...
Lewis Max Alonso?
Yeah, definitely. Sorry. I don't know who else you put in there. On form?
On results.
Results, yeah.
Results alone.
Well, some would say Lewis. Could you put Lewis in there on results? I would say given the car he's got and he's got a podium this season and
but then is Checo and it's fine if not, but is Checo is Checo worse than, because I wouldn't put Max and Checo in the same tier.
I wouldn't put
but
Max.
Checo's results says a lot.
I think we're looking at results. I guess it's results and pedigree, right? So, Alonso and Hamilton have that pedigree. Alonso's now got the results this season as well.
It's crazy impressive.
It's impressive. So, it'll be interesting to see.
If something is not a problem, then you don't get asked about it and you don't hear about it or anything like that. The Honda boss actually addressed that he has no objections to Fernando Alonso being part of the Aston Martin team. And to me, if you have to say that, which is a thing that's happening 3 years from now, I think it's actually relevant. I think you actually do have a slight problem with it.
They definitely do. They 100% do. He will not be driving if Fernando Alonso is driving a Honda fucking engined Aston Martin in 3 years' time, I don't know. I will do some kind of fucking... Hopefully we're still doing this podcast. I will do some...
We're going to censor whatever he says there and then just insert whatever punishment we find okay.
You can give me a punishment. What do you think I should do?
I just...
What should I do? If Fernando Alonso...
Just root for him and just show up in all Fernando.
You know what?
Gear for a Spain race.
I will not do that, but I will do a podcast in full Fernando merchandise.
Or hell no, man. We do a piece of content. 10 of the best Fernando Alonso moments.
There you go. Can't wait to do that. Not happening. Right. We are going into the Monaco Grand Prix. After all of the talking, I think obviously because of everything that happened in Imola and obviously thoughts and prayers to everyone affected by the environmental disaster and the flooding in Emilia-Romagna. Honestly,
just as a reminder, AlphaTauri has provided links and everything of where you can donate, where you can help with the situation. I'm sure those are still up if you want to help out with the situation.
We'll stick them in the description below. Obviously, we had a break. So this was supposed to be. Are we supposed to be in the middle of a triple header right now?
It was Imola, Monaco, and then do we have another one next week?
And then Spain next week, yeah. So, God, I'm looking at July. Jesus, oh my God, I was like, yeah. So I think, Monaco this week. What do you have for me?
All right, so I put together some notes that I think are pretty interesting about Monaco, other than the regular stuff. Monaco been part of the racing calendar since 19. No, because we're gonna interrupt things and we're gonna ask questions. No, don't do me like that. All right, all right. It's been part of the track since 1950. Track length is 3.3 kilometers. Track record belongs to a Sir Lewis Hamilton. And then lap record also belongs to some dude named Sir Lewis Hamilton. Okay. Yes, sir. Okay. I'm only going to ask you questions. The pool of drivers, Nyasha, is only active drivers. Okay?
Okay, sure.
There's only one driver currently who has won 3 times in Monaco. Who is it?
Sir Lewis Hamilton.
You thought. No.
Is it not?
It's actually his cousin. No, permiso. It's actually his cousin, Señor Luis Hamilton.
Okay, cool. Luis Hamilton.
Luis Enrique Hamilton.
Okay, cool.
Yes, sir. Okay. Yes, it was Luis. Only one active driver has won twice.
Active driver has won twice. That would be.
We've already spoken about Fernando Alonso. Yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
And then from active drivers, 2 drivers are tied at 1 win each.
Max and Checo.
Exactly right. Most wins ever in Monaco have been 6 by some guy. Is it Senna?
The ghetto!
4 in the mountains.
Yeah. So he has 6 wins. Now, one thing that to me is even as a newbie, I've been hearing this since I know about Monaco, and it is qualifying position is everything. Qualifying is everything. Qualifying is so important. So I wanted to find a quick and easy way to explain how important it is. What I did was I went all the way back to 2006 and I looked at who won and where that driver qualified.
Okay.
Since 2006, the worst qualifying position to win a race has been 3rd.
Since 2006,
since 2000.
Fuck me! What a dry race! I hate this race so much. If I could get rid of one fucking race from this calendar, I swear to God, I would get rid of this race so quickly. It's such, as a content creator, this is a waste of my weekend. It is bank holiday. Do you know what that means? I've got a day off Monday. I've got sun. Do you know what London's like when the sun is out? There's cheeks everywhere. Do you know where I'm going to be? Inside watching a procession. I hate this race.
I'm gonna give you. So I said 3rd, right? I said 3rd, and it's since 2006. There's been 3 drivers who have done that. So understand, what is that? 1, 2, 3. So it's about 20 races that I have record of. Only out of the 20, only 3 times has a person won from 3rd. So all the other times you qualified 1st or 2nd. Twice it was Sir Lewis Hamilton, and once it was Checo. Yeah. But that's it, man. Literally all other wins since 2006, you're either 1st or 2nd when you qualify. You get to 1st in the race.
The thing is, the problem with Monaco is you're essentially looking for. If you're third, you are essentially counting on the person in front of you making a mistake or there being a strategy mistake. For example, Checo last season with the way that he won, Charles Leclerc had it in the bag, Ferrari fucked his strategy, and then obviously Checo ends up going on to win that. I think even with the time Lewis won when he was third, one of them was the one where Daniel Ricciardo had an issue and there was like a safety car. So I just think, it's one of those races. All season we've been waiting for races to get lit up by a safety car or red flag or whatever. And to be fair, if a car crashes out this year, there will be a red flag, most likely, because trying to clear it. But, you're probably going to have to hope for a fucking... for a wet race. Although Nick DeVries
if you're in fourth place, if you're literally in fourth place or lower, you're just hoping for a mistake. You're hoping for a mistake or an issue.
Well, it's a procession. It's a fucking shit race. I don't know. It's not a race, and that's why Saturday is like the most exciting qualifying session of the season because it's so the race. Much. Yeah, it's pretty much the race. So, yeah, not great.
I was shocked when I saw that. It was like, and I'm sure if I keep going back, I'm just going to see more of the same. Like, you need to qualify top 3 if you think you're going to win the race.
Well, yeah, exactly. So, before you get on to more stats and numbers.
Oh, no, that's what I had.
Oh, so we had? Okay, cool. Thank you for that. I'm going to give you really well prepared. I'm not going to give you cheering. You can have clapping. That clapping sounds so like sad. Like it
doesn't. It sounds like golf claps almost.
Yeah. It's not good clapping. Okay, here's the cheering. There you go. Yeah. Okay, enough of that. So, quickly, someone who's going to be looking to be qualifying in top 3, top 4, or some people will be Mercedes.
I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I just can't have you ask me. I have to be the one to ask you.
Okay,
Nyasha, number 1, talk to me about how are you feeling about the Mercedes upgrades? And number 2, what is I feel that these upgrades were successful this race. What does that look like to you?
You know what it's like, yeah? It's like when you see sometimes you see like a girl that you like grew up with, and you're just like maybe like come across them on Instagram or like come across them on like down the street, and you're like, oh, she's like a lot thicker than she used to be. Like I kind of like.
Yeah,
that.
she rejected me last week.
She rejected me. Yeah. Beat it, loser. But sorry, no, I didn't know if you were this. But no, the Mercedes car is a little thick. Which I'm all for it. We'll see. I've got no
banger tweet.
Thank you. I've got no expectations, to be honest. We've got to look. It would have been great to see around Imola. To be honest, even Imola's quite a twisty, high downforce kind of track. So obviously Monaco is even more of that. The last race we have as a comparator is Miami, and there was some good pace in Miami, race pace. So it'll be good to see in qualifying if, I guess, are we as quick as the Aston Martins? Can we beat them? I think, second row of the grid is where we need to be kind of aiming for, but you've got Ferrari there who are always going to be quick in qualifying. So yeah, I think progress would be second row of the grid on merit. But we just don't know. We won't really know what these updates are like until Spain, to be honest. And then
it's unfortunate. Monaco seems like a terrible track to bring out an upgrade.
It is, because it's such a circuit specific kind of thing. Like high downforce, low speed corners. Let's see how it goes. But I'm not overly confident. At all, to be honest. We'll see.
What what does race result for Lewis and Russell, and you're not bummed out, but like you're optimistic or encouraged by what you see? Is it third and fourth?
I mean, that's the dream. I think the dream would be that we're the second fastest team, but I think they're saying it's going to give us 0.2 of a second, so that pretty much puts us on par with Aston Martin and Ferrari. So we'll see. I think it could be anything from third to eighth. So
that's insane.
We'll see where we end up. But I'm not sure. I'm not honestly. You'll have to talk to one of the tech heads to find out like exactly what that's going to. Maybe we'll maybe we'll try and get some of that at some
after
point,
qualifying. It'd be cool.
After qualifying would be cool, yeah. Let's see if we can get a tech head to explain what exactly the fuck is going on with this car, what they've actually changed, what they're expecting, and I guess has it worked? So let's do that. Let's try and find a tech head.
You mean you didn't describe it by saying that it's thick now?
She's so
that's
thick.
not the technical definition. She's
that's a technical. Yeah, she's a she's a little thickers. Like, do you know what I mean? Like she, and it's all what I mean. Like she went to Dr. Miami. I respect it. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, I think on that note,
got that Miami body,
Yeah, do you know what I mean? And we've just come from Miami, to be fair, so we know what the W14 was.
Slight drug problem, but that's fine. That's
fine. Look, we've all
keep it under control. It's moderation.
Everything in moderation is fine. Guys, that is. I thought. Ooh, do we do?
No, give me your top 3 qualifiers.
Charles, Max, Checo.
Okay,
that's gonna be my. That's gonna
Checo,
be
Max. Checo, Max, Lewis.
Ooh.
Because somebody has to do it. I didn't know you were a fake fan.
I'm not a fake fan. I'm not. Ooh, let's wait and let's get excited at that point.
Okay.
And then we'll see.
Okay.
But I've not got much faith in. Sorry.
I don't like to hear you that way, Nyasha.
I've got faith in Lewis always.
I know you're real. Yeah.
Always.
Okay. Give me that.
Lewis, always.
Yeah.
I don't have faith in Mercedes, and like that's absolutely fine. Like, do you know what I mean? I think it's good to wait until the car is like ready, and then we'll go from there. But
I like you keeping your expectations realistic, but I don't think that people come here for realistic Lewis Hamilton takes. I think they come here for the passion and the love towards Lewis Hamilton.
They do. But I honestly, if it was a different race, I would be. But I just,
true.
I refuse to make. Like, I know, like, your job as a broadcaster is to make people excited at home, but I'm here to give you the realness. I felt so bad. India last episode, she was so excited for Monaco. I've never seen Monaco before, and I was like, you have no fucking clue what you're about to watch. You have no idea. Bless her. So, yeah, big up everyone that's going to tune into Monaco. Look, I'll be excited once
you see it.
Once I see it. Let me see it. And, we've got by the time this comes out, I think practice will be the next day. So we'll see from there.
So that's at least exciting. FP1, FP2 are very interesting. What Mercedes does during those.
Yeah, it will be for sure. But we'll see. Again, don't care. This race is sack of shit. Why are we going around there? Also, like, I think I saw a question like, would you rather watch Monaco from a yacht or from the grandstand? It's like, both of them are fucking impossible to do. So why the fuck would I want to, like, there's nothing about it that makes me want to go and spend my money going there. But look, you know what? Maybe we will see. We could have a classic this weekend, and then I'm going to be here eating humble pie. But until then, we'll see. Look, guys, thank you. If you're watching, we really appreciate this. Thank you for rocking with us as we do these extra episodes. If you've got this far, make sure to give the video a like and a subscribe. Make sure to give us a 5-star review on Spotify, Apple Podcast review. All of those things really fucking help, man. It really appreciate it. And obviously, the Patreon is there for anyone who wants extra content, exclusive merch, all of them things there. Mario, any final thoughts?
You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at Mario_APM.
Oh, sorry. Did you want me to ask where?
I do those now. I do those now.
Okay, cool. There you go, Mario. There you go. You can find Mario on his social media. Give him a follow. And yeah, we will see you after qualifying on Saturday. And until then, remember, no matter what life throws at you, keep. Oh shit! R.I.P. Tina Turner. For real. Oh my God.
A legend.
Absolute legend, man. That actually spun. I found that just before we started recording. And that has spun me a little bit. I'm not going to lie. So, yeah. My mum used to play a lot of Tina Turner, man. Like, just one of those sounds, one of those voices that you just kind of remember, like in and around the house. And I was just saying off camera that I watched the Senna documentary the other day, and kind of obviously, like, there's the part where he's on stage with Tina Turner and she's singing for him, and that song becomes synonymous with Senna after his death, like Simply the Best, sorry. And then I went down a Tina Turner rabbit hole, and I watched a Tina Turner kind of movie with Angela Bassett, and so everything's just really recent for me. So yeah, absolute icon, R.I.P. to a real one.
Hug your loved ones. Call someone. Tell them you love them.
Yeah, for sure. Tell them.
That's never a wrong thing to do, guys. Never a wrong thing to do.
Absolutely right. So on that note, no matter what life throws at you, keep it on the black stuff, and we'll see you after the Monaco GP qualifying, which is the best fucking qualifying of the season, to be fair. Take care. Toodle pip. Look, mate, if you've got this far, clearly you like what we do. So here's a link to subscribe to the Quickstop F1 family. Give that a click. And here's another link to some more cool on our channel. Sorry, cool stuff. And remember, no matter what happens, keep it on the black stuff. Click the stuff. Click the links. Click the links. Click the links. There. They're there.